Do not ask y'all single friends for dating advice. So just be ready. That's the advice I can give. Let us all be ready when it's our time, you all. I'm trusting and believing that it is our time and not opening up our legs. I'm just saying. Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. You are here with Sherelle. Listen you all, today's video is going to be all about relationships and being single, being soft, not being so masculine. So yeah, let's get into the video. Remember, God's able to do any and everything that you ask him to do. So you all, I have been watching a few of my favorite celebrities in the news, and maybe I shouldn't be doing that, but I am. And Tia Mowry, for instance, divorced her husband and is a great example, I feel like, for women. When I think about the modern day woman, Tia Mowry was probably going through some sort of midlife crisis, and whatever her and her husband was going through, they were going through. And she decided that she wanted a divorce. So they both got a divorce, and now I feel like she is looking for what she had in someone else. She's looking for that old flame. I'm gonna talk about me. You all, I have had some good men in my life. I have been in 3 committed relationships in my entire life. All of them were pretty long. The first relationship being around, I was with my my oldest son's father for about 7 or 8 years, something like that. And then they all have been around like 5 years, 4 years, 7 years. And then I've been single in the midst of all of that. And what I have realized is that I have been nitpicking. I was a nagger. I was all of these things. I felt like I didn't really understand my place as a woman because, again, I never really had that example. So I didn't know that women obviously had a role to play, right? And that's to nurture, to support, to love, to build up, my husband or my man at the time. That is the role of a woman, is to be soft, to sit back, to allow her man to lead and trust that, his decisions is going to be what's best for the family. And in that, as a woman, you add your input, you share what you think would be good for the family, but ultimately it's up to your husband who's going to make that final decision, and being able to trust him is very important. So I've learned a lot by looking at different relationships, and I feel like a downfall is do not ask y'all single friends for dating advice. This is no shade to single women because I'm a single woman. So I'm basically, it just doesn't make any sense, right? Like I'm giving advice, but I'm single. I feel as though I am ready to be in a committed relationship, knowing that it's not going to be perfect. I think a lot of women's issues are we expect the sunflowers, rainbows. We want this magic fairy tale. And when I think about that, I think about Pop the Balloon. Now, I know y'all watch Pop the Balloon, and a lot of these women are popping the balloon because they don't like what someone's wearing, or they didn't like their haircut, or, they didn't like how that person walks, or there's just certain things about that individual they do not like. We as women have become very picky. I know for me, I'm very, very picky. I'm learning that if I want to find love, first of all, I am not a young spring chicken no more, okay? I'm just not. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. So I'm somewhere in the middle. Like I got time to be caught up and get catch. I got 2 children, right? So now I'm a single mother with 2 children with 2 baby daddies. How that look? Who wants a woman who's already had children? There are men out there that still want a woman that has children. But what am I willing to give my significant other? What am I willing to sacrifice for my partner? What is my role as a woman? What's my role? My role is to sit back and do less of this. Do less of this. I don't care how people feel about what I'm saying. I'm sorry. To God be the glory. God has made women out of men. If you do not read the Bible, it says in the Bible in Genesis that God made woman to be man's helpmate. And because sin has got involved, we now feel as though that we deserve to be in a masculine position. I do not want to be in a masculine position. Someone who has been in this position for, I mean, I've been raising my 18-year-old by myself, right? And then I was in relationships and they've helped, but not really because it's my child. And I didn't allow them to help me discipline because I felt like, no, this is my son. You're not going to talk to my son this kind of way, or you're not going to discipline him because he's my child. I have not let the men in my life in the past be the man. I have always been in a masculine role because I've seen that. My mother was very masculine. She did not have a partner. You know, it's almost like, you know, those generational things, right? So I seen her single a lot. I seen her with male figures, but they never disciplined me. They was never the head of the house. She was always the head of the house, even if there was a man. Like, she was always in the masculine position. I am exhausted. I do not want to play that role no more. Like, please come and take the lead. And it's really unfortunate that women that are getting it, it's a little bit too late. Women that are in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, it's late for us. Now we have this new generation of dating where when I was dating back in the day, I was being courted, you all. Men were taking me out. I think about my oldest son's father, who literally took care of me, who made sure that I had food to eat, who made sure that I had clothes on my back. I mean, he literally went out and bought clothes for me. He literally took care of me. He courted me. He took me out to eat. He would take me out to the movies. He would do all these nice gestures at a very young age. So now I'm getting into the dating scene again, and I have become very picky. And I think I also too, I measure what they're going to do from my previous relationships, because most of the guys that I've been with have taken care of me. I've never really been with a man who cannot provide, because it was something that I learned at a very young age from my ex, who took care of me. So I require that. And it's not something that I have to say, right? Like, it's something that a man I would want to do. Like, and I'm not asking for all these ridiculous things. Like, I watched this podcast today, and this woman was basically talking about another woman who went out to eat on her first date, and she ordered all this food for herself and for her friend. This was their first date, you all. And he only had a drink, and she basically went on TikTok and was sharing her story. Listen, you guys, if I'm going out with a man, the sole purpose of me going out is there's some intention there. The intention is, do I like this person? Let me get to know this person. I don't know this person. So I'm going to be grateful for wherever we go. If it's like, let's go for a stroll in the park, let's go out to eat, that's where I'm at in life. I'm not expecting all these grand things. Now, when me and my partner get together, of course, I want him to be able to take care of me. And I'm not saying I have no role and just take care of me and wine and dine, and because I think that's where we really got it messed up. This new day and age is totally different. Everything's all about flashy this, what can I get? How many meals can I get from this person? If I'm going out with him, he needs to be doing X, Y, and Z. What are we bringing to the table as women? And especially, you know, for young women, they beautiful, they young. Listen, I am moldable. Look, I know men sometimes say that it's really hard to date an older woman because a lot of their past experience they bring into the relationship that they're in now. Or, you know, when they're getting to know a man, they bring in a lot of their old baggage. You all, I am healing. I know for me, I am ready to date. I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm ready to let go and let my man lead. What do you need from me? Call me crazy. How can I serve you? Yes, I want to submit. Please let me know what it is that this family needs. Please lead us. Please guide us. And honestly, I don't want to put all the responsibility on my man or my husband. But I do want a man who's going to take the initiative, who's going to take the lead, someone who can tell me, babe, sit back, I got this. Or I know my role in the house, which is cooking, cleaning, preparing for my husband's next day. What does he need from me? Baby, what do you need me to do? Oh, you need your clothes ironed? Because I don't know if people still iron their clothes. I do. But if my man needs his clothes ironed, all right, I got to iron mine's, the kids, and I'm going to iron my husband's. What's wrong with that? Baby, how can I support you? If you need this trip booked, I got you. Where do you need me at in your life? How can I show up for you? How can I nurture you? How can I take off some of that load off your shoulder and support you? That's where I'm at. We have become so conditioned to think that we all deserve the 6'5" chocolate, muscular built man. Yes, we all want someone who's attractive. I am an attractive woman. I fully understand that. Again, I'm not a young chicken either. So with that being said, my man, I have flaws. I'm not perfect, you all. I am not perfect. So I'm not expecting my man to be perfect. I just want him to have those core values, right? I want to make sure that our core values align. I'm a Christian. Do you love God? Do you have a relationship with God? Can we build each other up? Can our relationship be built off of faith, right? Can we learn to grow together? Can we learn each other? Can we pray together? These are all my core values. I want to be able to pray with the person that I'm with, pray for the person that I'm with. We are always not going to be 100%. To think that we would be 100% in every relationship is kind of crazy. This is why a lot of us are put aside and we're by ourselves, because we don't want the responsibility of taking on someone else's burden, taking on someone else's pain, taking on someone else's problems. We don't want that. It's just easier for us to worry about ourselves. And that's being very selfish. I want to be in a place where I can uplift my husband. I'm putting it out there. Like, God, whoever is for me, Lord, please, you know who it is, because I no longer want to say what I want, what I need. I know God knows what I need and what I want. Because if I get caught up on the physicality, I'm always going to be single. If I get caught up on, okay, wait, why did they say this? Why didn't they say that? The main thing in a relationship I've learned is communication. We all have flaws. We all going to go through some stuff. We all are not perfect. We are all not going to get it right. And when you learn a person and you really get to know them, it's taking the time out to take ourselves out of it for a moment. Everybody's going through something. And when you're in a relationship, your partner's going to be going through something. One thing I want from my relationship, God, you know what I need. All right. So I'm not going to say what I want, because God, I know you know what I need. But one thing I really want, I feel as though I just want communication. That's like the biggest thing for me. If I can have communication, everything's going to work out. That's on both ends. I got to be able to communicate too. If I don't like something, I got to be able to say, hey, babe, and not in a way of like attacking or making assumptions. More so, I don't know what your intentions were, but I want to let you know how that made me feel. So being more soft, being more feminine, being able to sit back in my femininity and not being so rah, 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 rah. That's what I want for me and my husband. That's what I want as a woman. And I'm praying to God that whatever it is that I need, Lord, please give it to me. Women, let's stop being so picky. And then not only that, we are like women for women. I am all for women. And also too, remember that when we're taking advice from other people, they are not in our shoes. They are not in our position. Yes, they may mean well, but they do not understand what we're going through. It's our life. It's our partner. It's our experience. It's not their experience. So with knowing that it's our experience, we need to be able to set aside and think about things before we make emotional decisions. Because women, we know we could be super emotional. I could be super emotional. And the fact is, men are not this huge emotional being. That is not part of a masculine trait. So we need to learn to take a moment, right? If we're feeling emotional, take a moment. We're making these decisions, these lifelong decisions based off of temporary feelings. I don't know about you. I know I've done it before in my life. My goal is to not do that in my next relationship. You know, granted, you all, I've come a long way. Like after leaving, me and my ex-husband broke up, after we both broke up and decided to go our separate ways because, you know, there was a lot of toxicity going on within the relationship. A lot of it was my fault and a lot of it was his fault. So there's no one person to be blamed. It takes two to tango. So with that being said, after, you know, dating after him, there has been moments where, I mean, I've had a close guy friend or somebody that I knew in my past, and we decided to date. And he even said to me, you know, a year later, 2 years later after us dating, he said, Rel, I appreciate you. You're the first woman that showed me a different side to dating and relationships. You're a good woman. You know, he wasn't in a place to receive me, and I believe that he wasn't my person. So, you know, not to say he did anything wrong, and I know that I was the best version of myself, and he, you know, attests to that. He was able to say, like, yes, Rel, like, you are a great woman. So I know that I've come a long way, you all, and I believe my partner and I, well, we're going to make it out, because you want to know why? We got Jesus. We're going to be praying, and we're going to get through some tough times. And I still have a lot of life to live. This next chapter has begun. So I know that whatever is next for me is going to be something that's going to be great. I know that. There's no, like, I believe that in my spirit. I'm praying for that. I'm trusting God that God is going to do what he said he's going to do. God will do what he said. Wait, I messed up on that. Oh, I don't know the words. I forgot that church song. But I really think it is important to be intentional on dating, be intentional, letting your partner know what you're looking for, and for us to stop looking at the little things, right? Because a lot of times when we go into these dates, when we start dating someone, we have this huge magnifying glass over their life. Everything that they say, we hang on to. Red flag. And I don't like how he said that. What did he mean by that? Instead of enjoying the process, allowing God to minister to us, to let us know, is this person for me? Do you want me to continue to talk to this person, date this person, and not opening up our legs? I'm just saying. Not right away anyway. Give them some time. So our intention, what is your intention when you're going in to that date? God's able to do just what he said he will do. That's it right there. And he's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Don't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. He's able. So remember, God's able to do any and everything that you ask him to do. So just be ready. That's the advice I can give. Let us all be ready when it's our time, you all. I'm trusting and believing that it is our time. Okay? Now, Tia, girl, I'm praying for you and your husband. I pray y'all get back together. I do pray, because there's going to be ups and downs, but there ain't nothing. Hopefully there's something out here. Hopefully there's something out here, you all, because I don't want to say that there's nothing out here. Hopefully there's something out here. Just like I am out here with intention, I believe that there's other men out here with intention, right? Just like there has to be other women that are out here with intention, solely looking for a mate, a partner, a leader, right? We just have to get into the position. We have to be available. We have to stop looking at social media as our examples, because at the end of the day, people are only going to show us what they want us to know. No one is going to show us completely their reality. Remember, social media is 10% of a person's life, if that. So us expecting all these lavish, we expect everything. He needs to be taking me on trips. He needs to take me to the 7-star restaurant. Oh no, he needs to be buying my clothes, paying my bills, paying my rent, buying me a car. Is he your husband? Because last I checked, he ain't your husband. So that's the piece that we really need to understand is, are we expecting too much from people? Are we putting too much expectations on men who are not our husbands? This man is not your husband. This is someone you're dating. That's it. Date. See if you guys are compatible. If y'all are compatible, let's bring it on all together. And if not, let's just keep it moving. Please let me know what y'all think. Please. Put it below. Comment. How you feeling in this world? 2024 going into 2025 dating. And us millennials. It ain't like how it was back in the day. Courting is not the same. It's just too much access. I believe that we have too much access to sex, too much access to a partner, but it's for the moment, you all. It's not it's not this long lasting thing unless if two people work at it. You have to work to make it long lasting. This is what we have to do. It just doesn't fall on our lap and it just, okay, that's it. No, this stuff takes work. Are you willing to put that work in? Are you willing to put in the work to have that relationship? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves. Are you willing? That's it. I'ma submit. Bump that. I'm tired. And that's that. All right, y'all.